Hello everyone, John Runner 88 here, and welcome to another Star Wars figure review. This time it is Moff Jerjerrod, however you want to say it. Jerjerrod. There's his card back. It's a nice still from the movie. It's always nice when they do that. It's as opposed to like when they take them like a still from a movie, but like do a Photoshop background. It's just weird when they do stuff like that. But that's his card back. He does have the Return of the Jedi 40th little logo in the corner too. So there's that for people who want all of those figures. And for everyone who wants more Imperial officers, give a like on this video because you're going to have yourself another Imperial officer. And he's pretty much the same as Admiral Piet here. And yeah, they're just fantastic figures. It's interesting because their torsos are almost like exactly the same, but you can see that he has another code cylinder in on his other side, and this one doesn't. And it's interesting because they're pretty much exactly the same aside from that. So it's interesting that they are doing these just like minute changes to these characters, because like some people would have complained, but it would have been a very small vocal minority that would have complained about that. And they've both got the inaccurate rank badges just because Return of the Jedi. If none of you know, they all use the same rank badge because I have no idea. I don't know why they did that, because they couldn't have reused some because Piet had the like accurate rank badge from the previous movie. Why didn't they just reuse that? Did they just throw it all in the trash after? Probably. Let's get back to Jerjerrod. Pretty much the exact same figure as Piet. They have the same arms, legs, everything. Mine has a little scuff on his boot, which is a little annoying. I'm just going to probably dab over that with a little paint just to blend it in. But I'm sure they scuff their boots every now and then. He does come with a little blaster here that he never uses in the movie. They don't even have blasters on them. But it's a nice little blaster. Holds it nice and good. Get it in that hand. Doesn't quite hold it too straight when you put it in his hand normally, but you can tilt it a little bit. Get him aiming good. It would have been cool if one of these guys pulled the blaster out on somebody to threaten them or whatever. That'd be cool. I mean, not cool, but you know, it would have been pretty cool. The hat comes off. It is not as ghoulishly big as some people would make them out to be. They do look pretty good. It's all about the angles, you know, and that's how it is in life. You work the angles. You look good depending on what direction somebody's looking at you from. Mine, for some reason, I did look at the promo shots, and my head sits really low. It makes him look like he's got like a turtleneck on. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it does definitely, I'll show Piet again. It does sit relatively low compared to Piet, and I think that is just kind of taking away from his overall vibe for me. I do think if his head was up a little bit more, because he's got kind of like a, I mean, you can see his neck on the card back. Can't see his neck here. So that is one thing that did stand out to me when I first opened this figure up. That, and I think his left eye could have used a little bit more white in the corner. From certain angles, see right there, it looks a little cross-eyed. Not too bad there. Straight on, not too bad. It's all about like seeing that white in his eye. It's what kind of sets it off for you. But yeah, he's I mean, I love these Imperial figures, these officers. It's awesome that we're getting like a 4-pack. They've got all the articulation you need, and I know some people are like, oh, they don't need that much articulation. They just walk around and sit down. It's like, yeah, but like, we want to use our imaginations. We keep collecting these things because it brings us back to simpler times, and we want to know what Moff Jerjerrod did in the years in between movies. Of course, he used his blaster and he shot some troopers that were not following orders. And you can get him in, any cool pose you want. This isn't the coolest pose. You need to have his when he's blasting, like Han. He needs to put an arm out for some reason, maintain his balance. Yeah. Again, great figures where they're getting their money's worth from this mold. And it's interesting because they do have like the different rank badges. They've got the ones coming out that are like the accurate Admiral badge, and that's going to be in like the 4-pack. And then they have one using this one again. I think they've got one that's like just like 6 squares or something like that. So they're pumping them out. They've got different versions with different numbers of code cylinders, and it's just, they thought ahead. They knew that they could get their money's worth out of this mold, and they're getting their money's worth out of the mold. So it's definitely a good figure. Some good parts for them to have in their arsenal moving forward. As blurry as it is, it's still looking good. Kinda. There we go. Yeah, he looks good. Again, with a lot of the likenesses, like they look pretty awesome, and definitely from like different like right there, like that angle looks really good. It's a very good likeness. They look great. It's all about the paint applications and whatnot. And yeah, he doesn't want you to look at him anymore because I'm doing the wrong angles, and he's very self-conscious. So I think that's gonna about do it for Moff Jerjerrod. And yeah, go follow me over on Instagram, JohnRunner88 over there as well. I have a lot of behind the scenes pictures, extra pictures, different angles. We've been talking about the angles today. And yeah, I think that'll about do it. Thanks for watching everybody. Bye, guys.